Alright guys, so I need you to follow along with me here today. So what I'm doing here, I want to put a straight edge right on where my light hole is here on the back of this Riviera. So I want to have that lined up. I don't want this to move on me, but I want to come in and I want to mark right where this started boring in so I can get a flat edge here. Because what I got going on, guys, is that this is bowed out over here on the Riviera. Then I want to come in here and I want to sit this on the same side on this side, and I don't know if you can see there, but this is not flat at all in here, guys. So I'm gonna have to hammer and dolly this in, and then if I have to, I add a little bit of body filler in this area. But I know this is bowed in here, so I gotta come in here now and hammer and dolly this in. You'd be surprised what your straight edges will do. So like I said, this naturally bows in this area. So that's why I wanted to measure from the end of the light on the other side that ain't damaged. And then I can see at 18 and 1/4 inches it should be flat from here to here. So I got to get this piece flattened out, and I can already tell when I rub my hand, I can tell this is bowed out right in here. But in order to get it flat, I need to see what areas I need to work with here, guys. So some people say pencils bleed through, some people say markers bleed through, you know, I don't know. It's not going to be bad. Plus, it'll be sanded some. So I automatically see that between here and here, and I know it's mostly right in here, so I'm going to start in here first, hammering and dollying this flat. Now, if it was flat right here, I know this area wouldn't need to be done, but it's not even flat. This is bowing out because this ain't even flush towards the end here. So I know I gotta start in this area to start flattening this out, guys. So I'm trying to figure out what angle is best. But see, this one is a lot bigger and it's heavier. It used to be my dad's, old Papa Nash. Well, that's what the grandkids call him. I just called him Daddy all my life because, you know. Okay, you can laugh. It's all right. He was my daddy. So, anyway, guys, this is, you know, it's just a nice, heavy dolly, and it's bigger than the other one. So, I want to start right in here. You want to get nice, oh yeah, you want to get nice, nice flush taps on here. All right. So then, I want to come in all right. So at least this is out now. But this part actually needs to go in, guys. This is bowled out here. So this section here needs to go in. It's always better if you got somebody to help, but a lot more work going here, guys, so a lot of work to do. All right, so I'm gonna come in here without the dolly in the back because this is just not going in like I want it to. All right, so I'm gonna come in here without the dolly in the back because this is just not going in like I want it to. And the thing about the metal will kind of bounce back to its own shape. But I don't need no resistance back there because this is just too balled out. So after hitting it with a dolly a few times, oh yeah. A little bit more in this area. Now this is the area, guys, I had worked on before, and it hammered out a little bit too far. That's a good thing about metal. You can pound and beat on it and get it where you want it. All right, just a little bit more. I'm gonna hit this now without a dolly here. I'll just play with this guy. Just don't want to go in. Okay, guys, whether you can see it or not, all the way up to the 18, nice and flat, guys. Nice and flat. Yes, sir. That's it. So I'm gonna come through and show you how to work the rest of this out because I'm hammering on this. I need to grind this down now. Little body filler, long block, flatten this out. So guys, you know, it's plenty of talk about You know, you gotta grind it out, you can't mud. Guys, I'm gonna feather this out on the ends here. And then I'm gonna prime all the way up to where the old primer and paint is. The new fillers that you got out, guys, these days, you can feather your mud into this and level this out, guys. You know, used to have to, like if my work area is stopping right here. So I got, you know, about an inch away from where my body work is gonna stop. So you used to would, you know, come back and then you would mud in on good metal, and then you would build your primer up. You know, then you would block, then you build your primer up again, block. Now I can feather out with my old, with the primer or paint or whatever. I can feather this into here now. I don't have to use as much primer to fix this area now, guys. And the new primers, like I use the Slick Sand primer, Google it. You know, most times you're doing stuff, you normally have leftover primer. You pour it in a cup or a container. The old polyesters and things like that, they used to shrink. You know, they would shrink in the cup. That Slick Sand primer do not shrink on you guys. You put it in that cup, it's very minimum shrinkage. So, and that's why you used to have to prime this. I mean, you do your body work, you work, you know, you grind good metal past your area, then you prime sand, then that stuff would shrink. And most times, guys, when you used to do back in the old days, you know, you have to let that primer dry a couple of weeks, a month or something is best. And then sand it again, prime it, let it set. You know, a lot of guys don't know this, you know, but that stuff would shrink. You got to let it shrink down. That's why when you get done with your body and it looks good, then after you paint it, because you didn't let the primers shrink, harden and shrink, unless you got a booth where you cooking the primer, baking the primer, you know, which most guys is doing stuff out of their garage, they don't have that. So you would have to let that really harden and then go over it again. A lot of people didn't know that back, you know, maybe some did, maybe some didn't. But these days, the primers don't have as much shrinkage. So once I prime this, 20 minutes to an hour later, that stuff is hardened, less shrinkage, and I'm good to go. So I'm gonna come in and show you how to feather this in here.